Welcome to the Jeff
and the Bonch
Show.
Wild Card Round Edition.
Wild Card Round. You know what I like with the Wild Card Round? It's getting wild up in the NFL. That's why it's called the Wild Card Round, because it gets wild.
Pretty sure it's because Wild Card teams playing this round. But...
Maybe that's part of it. Also, you know what else I like about the Wild Card Round? Sometimes it has the best games.
It seems
it does.
like it.
It's sort of... Then after this, the next games are all blowouts.
Nah,
And
divisional round
lose.
could be...
Okay, so let's get right to the games.
Okay. What's the first game of the schedule? I think it's that one, right?
Yes, it's that one.
Okay, so we're gonna start off with the Texans and the Bengals.
Rematch.
Well, yeah, we saw this last year.
Yeah.
Last year's Wild Card Round, we saw this game.
They won.
Well, yeah, their quarterback was T.J. Yates, but they won anyway.
It was T.J.
Now,
Yates and then basically the team they have now.
Yes, the Bengals, another nice run of the wild card. I don't think they're really worth talking about quite yet, because the point of this game is that the Texans are even playing.
The Texans are what?
The Texans are even playing this week. That's the story of this game to me.
Oh, yeah?
They had home field advantage locked up. They had two chances to just get a win, and they had home field by number one seed.
And what does that tell you about the Texans?
And what do? They fall on their face twice. I mean, yes, they were playing a Vikings team.
And then they lose in the wild card round to the Bengals.
You're stupid.
How am I stupid?
The Texans aren't going to lose this game.
The Texans have lost 3 of their past 4.
I understand that.
They're not scoring any points. The Bengals have won 6 of 7. The one game that they did lose was by that 1 point to Dallas. So they could easily have won 7 games in a row. Mm-hmm. They have a good defense. A very good defense. Mm-hmm. And the Texans aren't playing well.
The Bengals haven't won a playoff game in about 20 years.
Yeah, since 1990. So this is the year. Also, they've got the whole revenge factor.
The revenge factor. Enough of that.
It's true. Andy Dalton is a lot better than he was last year. A.J. Green is a top receiver, if not the top receiver, the second best, third best. He's right there with Calvin Johnson. They're going to beat the Texans.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
I do think the Texans are probably demoralized because when you go from the 1 seed, they don't really want to be playing this week.
They're losing.
They were expecting a bye week the whole season. They didn't even consider the fact they'd be playing this week.
They're collapsing.
They're not collapsing
They're collapsing.
No.
The second game is that one?
My boys, the Minnesota Vikings, who I predicted would make the playoffs at week 4, thanks to Adrian Peterson, come through. They get that wild card spot. How'd they get the wild card spot again?
Adrian Peterson.
They beat the Green Bay Packers.
I gotta just go Adrian Peterson.
Well, that's the answer to everything. Yes, it is the answer. Well, here's the problem, though. I don't know. Is it an advantage or a disadvantage when you're playing the same team Week 17 that you needed to win that game? You're playing them again in a wild card.
I thought about this for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And in the end, I think people put too much stock into that. That game is over. It's not... Before the other game, it's, okay, and the team really beat the team 2 games in a row. Mm-hmm. Now it's just 1 game. That game it's done. It happened. The Vikings had their motivational win at home. This game is completely different to me.
Absolutely, I agree.
The Packers are home. But
yes, that's a big one. The Packers are in Lambeau Field.
You're not in the Metrodome anymore.
Yes, exactly.
Adrian Peterson isn't running on this turf. It's a lot more. It's a lot tougher.
It's a lot different.
It'd be a lot harder for the Vikings to win this game.
I agree.
But it's Adrian Peterson. So that's sort of like the
Vikings, quite frankly, they're happy to be here. I feel like that's they're thrilled with the playoff spot. They don't need to win this game and have a successful season. They are thrilled just to be in the playoffs.
That's true.
The Packers are still angry about last year's playoff disaster against the Giants. They have the Lombardi Trophy on their mind. And they're not going to lose to a Vikings team if they almost be on the road at home in Lambeau Field. Christian Ponder's going to have to do something to win this game.
What we saw... See, this is what makes me think the Vikings could win this game. Is that what we saw last week is that even if it's at Lambeau Field, Adrian Peterson can run on this team. He can run on this team. They're not going to stop him.
Yeah, the defense isn't very good.
They're not. Aaron Rodgers is going to score 1 million points. Adrian Peterson is going to score 1 million points. Who's going to score more?
The Packers are going to score
Who's going to score 2 million points? That's the question.
Adrian Peterson alone isn't going to win this game. Christian Ponder is going to have to go into Lambeau Field and do something to win this game. I don't think he can.
Christian Ponder is so weird because at times I think, he's pretty good.
Yes.
And then he just has these games where he just stinks.
Yes,
really
I know
weird.
Adrian Peterson. We have Aaron Rodgers against Christian Ponder. I am not playing in the playoffs Christian Ponder to go into Lambeau Field and beat the Packers. There's no way.
I wouldn't pick Christian Ponder to have gone 5-11, but I pick Adrian Peterson.
As much as I love that Vikings team, they're not going to do this. No way.
Well, I have one more thing I want to bring up.
Okay, go ahead.
The Vikings have basically already had their playoffs going on the past 4 weeks. They had to win 4 games in a row. They beat the Bears, who at the time were looking pretty good. They went to St. Louis and beat a Rams team that, frankly, wasn't that bad this year.
Not terrible. Not a nice
An
little
average
season.
team.
Nice little season.
Then they beat Houston.
Yeah.
In Houston, and then they beat the
Yeah.
Packers.
It's been a nice run
So
for the Vikings.
they're on a roll.
But it's over.
It's over. The
Yeah.
run is over.
Yes, they deserve the playoff spot, but they're not going to go into Lambeau and win that game. No way. Not even down on my mind. Packers win in a blowout.
Yeah, I'm taking the Packers.
Thank
I just
you.
was still. I just was still.
It's nice you to play devil's advocate.
Oh
but
yeah, I have to give
I
them.
think very few people are picking the Vikings to win this game.
I don't think you can pick them. I want to pick them.
Oh, I'm rooting for the Vikings, absolutely.
But-
I'd love to see that run continue, but it's not going to.
but
It's not
the
going
Packers have it.
to. Third, we have this interesting little matchup right here.
We do.
Indianapolis Colts, again, I feel like, yes, great season. They had the former defensive coordinator of the Ravens.
Yep.
Going into play his former team. Two things that I think the Ravens will win this game. Number one, I don't care how good Andrew Luck is. Rookie quarterback on the road in the playoffs against the Baltimore Ravens crowd.
Yeah.
They're so tough at home. I mean, that Colts team is very strong at home. On the road, I mean, they had trouble beating the Chiefs on the road.
Yep.
They had a close game. I can't. Are they going to go into
They got crushed
Baltimore?
by the Jets on the road.
Exactly. How did that happen?
Yeah.
Nobody knows how that happened.
And the truth is the Ravens. You've still got an experienced team. Ray Lewis is coming
That
back.
was my
Ray
second
Lewis is-
point.
okay,
Number
Ray Lewis
52 is
coming
back
back.
on the field. He
You
just
really
announced
think-
today he's retiring at the end of the
He
season.
will them to win.
There
this
is
year.
no way he is going out
He will
on the
will
road
it.
to a rook. He's going to be like rookie quarterback beating me in my last playoffs.
Not gonna
I don't
happen.
think so.
And I have a third thing.
Okay.
Ooh. The Colts have the 29th ranked run defense, and the Ravens have Ray Rice. You know what they could just do?
Uh-oh.
They could just run the game. Run the game.
Run the
They
game.
could run,
That's
they
what
will
they're
run
gonna
the
do.
game.
They're going to run the
They
game.
can run the game 'cause
This
they'll
game
just
will
run
be
the
what
ball.
the Ravens want to do. The Ravens' tempo.
They'll sack Andrew Luck.
Yes.
They'll smash mouth.
Yeah,
team.
again. I feel like just like the Vikings.
Well, I think this will be the blowout.
Fantastic season from the
actually.
Colts, but the run ends here.
That's what we do.
And now I got, in my opinion, the most interesting game of the week.
It is an interesting game, isn't it?
Now, we discussed the Rookie of the Year award earlier, and I know it's a regular season award, but I kind of just want to give whoever wins this game the Rookie of the Year award. We're matching the two finalists, in my opinion, of the Rookie of the Year award.
But I think there's a difference.
I think there's a difference, too.
Because I'm going with the Seahawks.
And why are you going with the Seahawks?
Because they have a better team.
Better
They have a
defense.
much better defense. They have
Defense.
maybe the top defense,
Mhm.
or at least a top defense. The Redskins have an awful defense.
Mhm.
They have the worst defense in the playoffs of any of these playoff teams, and it's not going to come down to the QBs because it's going to come back. It comes down to who has the better team.
Yes. You need a
The
better
Seahawks
defense
will
in the
manage. They'll
playoffs.
manage this game.
Yeah.
That defense will rattle RG3. He's not going to get. They're not going to be able to do with it. Alfred Morris is going to run for
Yes.
200 yards.
See, like, the
against
Seahawks have this mojo going, and I don't think it's going to stop quite yet.
I don't think so. I think they're definitely the better team here, and that's why I'm going Seahawks. Okay.
Okay.
It's time for our one-time only playoff
Yes.
segment, because we only do it once. It's
Yes.
the playoff pickoff.
For our long-time viewers from last year, we did this last year where we basically put all the playoff teams in a pool. And based off that remaining pool we pick, who do you think is most likely to win the Super Bowl out of this group?
And then whoever is the
teams
Super
left.
Bowl winner at the end wins a prize.
Yeah, I believe
Special
I
prize.
believe I had it last year
Yeah,
with
you
the
did.
Giants.
And the prize is like $1,000.
And the Patriots, I had
or
the both finalists in the
something. We need something to flip to see who picks first. Tails.
Tails it is.
It never
Tails never
fails.
fails. Okay, so you have first pick, any playoff team you want. Who basically the question is, who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl? That's
That is
basically
the
what the question
question.
is.
Let's take the Broncos for right now. I think, to me, it's really weird because we thought for so long that, the NFC was so dominant, they have all these better teams.
But I've said this all year. The AFC is more top heavy to me.
Well, now it seems like the AFC, to me, has the Broncos and Patriots, and I'll be shocked if that's not the AFC Championship game.
And I can't even pick an NFC team, quite frankly, as my number one pick, because I don't even know who's going to come out of that conference. So by default, I have to pick the Patriots.
Okay.
Defending AFC champions, Tom Brady. Everyone knows what the Patriots are about.
Mm-hmm.
And I already saw them beat this Denver Broncos team.
They did.
I saw them
A long time ago.
destroy this Houston Texans team. So, who's stopping the Patriots, in my opinion?
I'm taking the 49ers next.
That's your NFC champion?
This is my NFC champion. They had that awful game against the Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're probably going to have to play the Seahawks again, and if they do, I would take the 49ers.
I've been debating my NFC champion for all week. I've had the Niners. I've switched my pick.
You're taking the Packers?
I'm taking the Packers. Mm-hmm. And I'm not even that confident in this because I don't like that defense at all. But Clay Matthews is healthy now. I think Charles Woodson's on his way back too. Mm-hmm. Bottom line, they have Aaron Rodgers and you don't. That's I feel like they have something to prove, especially after last year.
This is going to surprise you a little, maybe.
Probably not, because I think we're going to have the same team here. Go ahead.
I don't think so. I'm going to the Seahawks.
Whoa. Yeah. Time out. You're picking a 5 seed.
Yeah, I'm picking a 5 seed.
Why? You're too much on this Russell Wilson bandwagon.
I'm not. I'm actually not. I'm doing it because of what I expect the matchups to be. And I think that
I know what you're thinking.
Will be able to beat the Redskins, and I have no confidence in the Falcons. And I think the Seahawks are a tougher team than the Falcons. I think they have a good defense. What are they? Michael Turner.
Michael Turner. No, now you're dissing Michael Turner, your boy.
Michael Turner. I don't know. With the Seahawks' pass defense, I don't think the Falcons are going to be able to run the ball against them. I think they're going to be able to beat the Redskins, and I think they're going to be able to beat the Falcons. And that pretty much puts them already right there in the NFC Conference Championship against either the 49ers or the Packers, both of whom you picked.
So you pick Seattle, but I don't see how I can possibly agree with that when they would possibly get destroyed by the number 1 seed in the NFC. And yes, I know, they've never won a playoff game.
Win, yeah.
All year, all they've heard is that they're not going to win a playoff game. I think they're sick and tired of that.
But do you know why they keep hearing it?
Because they haven't won a playoff game.
Because they're not going to win a playoff game.
We'll see. It seems like they've been the best team in the NFC by record all year.
It's funny, because I recall a week ago, I picked the Cowboys, and somebody rightfully said, can't be the Cowboys
because they're the Cowboys.
Can't be the Falcons because they're the Falcons.
But
we'll get to that. You can pick them as your team.
They're the number 1 seed in the NFC. At this point, how could I not pick them?
I'm gonna go with the Ravens
I
here.
You would.
I think the Ravens are the best team out of this group. They have the most experience.
Yes, I was glad you brought it up. Vladimir, my stat of the week. Joe Flacco was the first quarterback in NFL history to make the playoffs in his first 5 seasons, which is impressive.
And he's Joe Flacco.
And luckily, my team, who, for weeks and weeks, for a year straight, I've had this team going to the Super Bowl. And then the last 3 weeks happened, and they just kind of fell apart.
They really did.
I mean, I did not waver on the Super Bowl pick all year because they never gave me a reason to. And then the last month, they've become...
not great.
They, just collapsed. I don't want to say collapsed. They fell apart. I don't know what happened to the Texans. But I haven't totally given up hope yet. There's still a Super Bowl contender in here somewhere. I don't know where it went, but it's not gone.
Yeah.
They could still make a run. I totally believe they can.
Taking the Vikings.
I would not critique that pick.
Oh, really? I thought...
Absolutely not.
Okay, because I thought you were going to say, you picked the Bengals to win, but the Bengals have no chance against the Patriots or the Broncos. Whereas the Vikings, the NFC, like we said, is sort of crazy this year. You never really know what's going to happen. If the Vikings do beat the Packers... is there anything to say that they can't beat the Falcons?
Because you think the Falcons are going to lose no matter who they play.
I do. So
the Falcons can play the Cowboys and you think they can win.
Well, it's the playoffs, so yes. No, that's like a paradox right there. I don't know how.
Oh my God.
Cowboys could have been in the playoffs.
I know.
So it's what universe are we in?
But it's easy now. Easy. The last home team left. They do have a home game. The other teams don't.
So I'm gonna go Bengals.
Really? Over the
course. I pick them to win a playoff game. Andy Dalton.
I agree that these are the last two. The AFC wildcards are the 2 weakest Super Bowl contenders. It's the last team left, but I don't have a problem going with Chuck Strong.
So let's say now who our Super Bowl picks are.
Yes. Now, when you last left us, sure enough, Jeff, head of the curve, now has, I think, probably the favorite in the AFC. You could make an argument for a favorite in the NFC.
Yeah, I like my pick still.
Yeah. I had the Texans and the Giants. Now, I don't know what happened to the Giants. I was fairly fine with that pick for weeks and weeks and weeks. They completely collapsed, fall on their face, and Atlanta and Baltimore, whatever. So I'm going to pick, if you've watched the previous segment, I think the Packers. It's really close. I think these are the top two. NFC Championship. It's not the NFC Championship game because they're going to play round 2.
And you're taking the Broncos also.
And I'm taking the Broncos based on, just the fact that I had the Texans all year, but I do not like the Texans. The way they've played as a 3 seed instead of the 1. If the Texans had clinched home field, I would have stuck with them because I was not changing the pick off of that. But as a 3 seed,
it's too hard.
You can't do that. It's
so
like the road's too tough.
Are you taking the Broncos?
I'm going to go with
the Packers. It's a tough pick for you, isn't it? It's hard. You're struggling a little.
I'll go with Green Bay to win it.
Okay, just to switch it up.
Just because
it's the Packers.
I was gonna say because it's the Broncos.
Oh,
actually.
okay.
Because you know what? Every year we see this from Peyton Manning, and what always happens? He falls on his face in the playoffs. His playoff record is not good.
Well, if that were the case, he'd probably lose to this guy.
Well,
right
here's
here.
that's the thing.
That's who he'd lose. He wouldn't make it to the Super Bowl.
Exactly. I mean, if this is the Super Bowl, which I guess I'm predicting, I think the Broncos will probably have it's weird that I'm saying that. I
I know what you're saying.
I feel like Broncos win this game, but if I had to pick a team to win the Super Bowl right now, I'd pick Green Bay.
As a whole.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes
My
sense.
Super Bowl winning pick. This is my Super Bowl pick. My Super Bowl winner pick is the Green Bay Packers.
Forgot to bring out the Super Bowl trophy.
We do have a. This is actually the real Super Bowl trophy that we shrunk.
No, we're Giants.
Yeah, that's actually
We're just Giants. That's a normal sized trophy.
Yes.
We
Bottom
stole it.
line is the 12 teams that we've talked about, all here, ultimate goal, the Vince Lombardi Trophy.
And we will take one team away. Well, we'll take more than one team away each week.
But
But
5 weeks away,
yeah,
4.5 or so,
I don't know. I'm not good at math.
from deciding who gets this trophy. This exact one.
This exact one.
This isn't a replica.
I
This
said
is the
that
actual
already. We're
trophy.
Giants.
We took it from the NFL offices in New York.
And then we shrunk it. No,
Mhm.
we're Giants. I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
Bottom line is ultimate goal. Who will win the Vince Lombardi Trophy? We'll find out soon enough.
We will.
We'll see you next week.
Hopefully, we will have a good wild card weekend. Some
Yeah,
fun games.
give me 2 out of 4 good games.
Yeah.
That's all I
At
ask
least,
for.
how about one a day? At least
Yeah,
one a day.
that's fair. We'll see you next week for the divisional round.
We will. Goodbye, America.
Shalom. Is that how it usually? Okay, I don't know. I don't
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. If you're watching this, the camera has turned against us.
Yeah. You're wondering why,
The
like,
technology is evil.
it's possible that you're seeing a 4.8 instead of the 8.4, and just sitting on the other side is because the camera is on the fritz right now.
It's turned against us.
Yeah. That's just a disclaimer message, just in case.
Find fuel and head north.
If halfway through this production you suddenly notice some changes,
Yeah.
don't be frightened. Just don't be alarmed.
No, be frightened and alarmed.
Yes.
Be both frightened and alarmed.
Hopefully you're still alive because the camera hasn't.
You're
gone out over
potentially
that.
next.
Yeah, you don't know.